Is your metabolism slowing down as you get older, making it harder to lose fat and gain muscle? This is such a common idea. And guess what? It's kind of a myth. Today I'm going to show you what's really happening under the hood and how to take control of your body composition in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. When I was in my 20s and I first started out as a coach, most of my clients were older and in the peak of their careers. They were taking care of young kids or older parents or both at the same time. And just about all of them were having the very rude awakening in their lives. Their bodies were changing in ways they did not like.
A little weight? Does this look like a little weight to you?
It's easy to blame this on the metabolism myth. In other words, people like to say that their metabolism is broken and slowing down due to age. The commonly prescribed option of eating less and moving more is starting to be harder than ever to follow. Let's consider what life is like for many of us as we move past our 20s and early 30s. Life is busy. There's so much going on every day. I'm tired and I'm feeling exhausted. But the reality is that the sense of busyness is mostly mental and emotional, rather than physical exertion. Increased responsibilities and anxiety. Your career is well underway at this point. The economy, job market, and your industry create uncertainty about your job future. Perhaps you have a mortgage now, family that's dependent upon you, both younger and older, and you're feeling the weight of it all. This heightens anxiety for many people, makes it harder to sleep, and the result is you have a harder time than ever managing your food cravings and your desire to eat. You work out regularly, at least a few times a week for an hour or so. You put forth great energy in your training and feeling like you push yourself. But the reality is that outside of the gym, you more or less are sedentary. Pain and injuries. Let's face it, you aren't a spring chicken anymore. It's harder to recover than when you were in your 20s. You're much less active than you were in your younger years, and possibly that inactivity has led to some chronic pain or injuries. Or perhaps those injuries from when you were younger are starting to creep back up and cause you issues. The result is that working out hurts more than you'd like it to, leading you to push less intensely and overall reduce your physical activity. I do cardio when I'm short on time. Some days, you just can't fit it all in, so you'll hop on a bike or go for a quick run. And the reality is, while any activity is great, it just means that there's fewer days that you're lifting weights and keeping your muscle mass high. It's hard to hit my protein. Somehow I lost time to prepare food like I used to. When I'm low on protein, I'm more likely to have cravings and feel hungry more often. Less protein means it's harder to add or keep muscle too. Less protein and less muscle will definitely slow my metabolism down. I'm not as active, so I eat less. I see my weight climbing up, so I try to undereat. But without a plan, preparation, or enough protein, I end up with sneaky calorie binges that keep me from losing weight. And worst of all, they remind me how defeated I feel. Nobody takes care of me, not even myself. I run around putting everyone else first. I have no clear plan to follow up or anyone to help me stay on track. So emotional eating climbs as I react to my feelings and thoughts instead of being proactive with my nutrition. I may even have more alcohol than I like just to cope with all the stress that I have as well. Anyone feel connected to one or more of these points? I sure do. I felt almost all of them or fallen victim to all of them at some point over the past few years. I've been able to recognize them before too long and turn them around with some simple nutrition, training, and lifestyle fundamentals. But it sure is easy to go months or even years without knowing how to get out of this rut. Why are we slowing down? First, I want you to check out this infographic that Precision Nutrition put out a while back. The graph shows us that over the course of about 60 years, from the 50s until now, there's been a 60% reduction in overall physical activity amongst Americans. More technology, more comforts, and recently, work from home scenarios for many have led to a rapid decline in activity. Just since the year 2000, there's been a massive drop-off in physical activity for individuals. Take a moment to really think about your own life as compared to 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or even 15 years ago. Where have you slowed down physically? What things have changed? The summation of all of those small changes over the years is what has led to your metabolic activity slowing down. burning a couple hundred calories less day after day, falling into poor eating habits, de-emphasizing protein, lifting weights less often, and sleeping poorly are all the combined reasons why you have put on 10 to 15 pounds. So what's the good news? Well, I have some for you. And that is, there isn't something broken about you. Your hormones and your stress levels have not turned off your ability to burn calories. You have the power to rewrite this, but it will take conscious effort and dedication. Just like small changes have added up to get you where you are now, small changes are also the way forward. Instead of a drastic plan that just won't stick long term, here's what I would chip away at bit by bit. First off, move more daily. Increase your non-exercise movement that you do throughout the day. Small bits of this add up over time. Take a few 10-minute walks every day. Park the car further from the store, school, or work. Start commuting to work one day a week by a different means than your car. If you're working from home, consider walking to a coffee shop 1 to 2 times per week to change the scenery and incorporate some walking. And of course, get some fresh air and some sunshine. Number 2, step on a scale. That's right. Use your weight, or even better, your body composition as an accountability tool daily or weekly without fail. I love weight check-ins or body composition check-ins on Monday morning. It's a great accountability tool. It reminds me not to go too crazy on the weekends. This is your best tool to determine if you're eating in a caloric surplus, deficit, or maintenance. If the weight is staying the same, then guess what? You're not in a caloric deficit. Number 3, keep lifting hard 3 to 5 times per week. Muscle mass is critical to a thriving metabolism. It is your metabolic sink where calories go to be disposed. Don't have enough time to do the old 60 to 90 minute training sessions that you used to? Don't worry, I've got something for you. Go grab Pump 40, link in the description below, for 4 times per week, 40-minute, high-intensity lifting sessions to drive your metabolism. Okay, tip number 4, learn your maintenance calories in this new current lifestyle of yours. You can go ahead and use our macro calculator, also linked in the description below, or simply track your food, weigh and measure everything that you eat for 2 weeks and see what happens to your body weight during that time. Be sure to update this every 3 to 6 months as your patterns and the seasons change. Remember that your activity level is likely lower than you are accounting for, so make sure to make your inputs in the macro calculator as accurate as you can and adjust it if you aren't seeing results just yet. Tip number 5. Prioritize protein. With your new calorie goal in mind, create a general meal plan that gives you about 0.7 to 1 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And it also allows you to keep your calories right at or below maintenance. Maybe a 10 to 15% deficit to start out with. Stick to this meal plan for 5 to 6 days out of the week. On days that you want to go off your meal plan, do your best to track calories and stay in the ballpark of your daily goal. What does that even look like? Well, that might mean skipping a full breakfast, maybe just having some protein for breakfast or lunch that day so that you can go have pizza and beer with friends later. Indulgent foods are totally fine and can still fit on your journey towards a lean body. You just have to be mindful of calories on those days, and remember to stick to getting in your protein at other points on the day that you're going to have your indulgence. All right, one final thought. Running yourself ragged and hitting tons of cardio or high-intensity workouts is not going to do you any favors. Remember that lean muscle mass plays a huge role, not only in your body composition, but in your metabolism as well. That's why, in addition to daily movement outside the gym, functional bodybuilding puts a big emphasis on resistance training inside the gym. So check out one of the links in the description below, give one of these sessions a try, and I promise you'll start to feel the difference yourself. You have the power to rewrite this. You are not destined to have weight gain for the rest of your life. I hope you can take some of these tips, take control, and if you ever need any support, drop some comments. Let's have a discussion right here in this thread. Thanks for joining me.